In this video, I'm going to be doing a comprehensive review on the Stream Deck Plus after using it for 6 months. Now, me personally, I am not a streamer, but I am a full-time content creator, and even though I'm not a streamer, I was able to find many great uses for the Stream Deck Plus that I want to describe throughout this video, but I also want to go ahead and describe some issues that I do have with the Stream Deck Plus. So hands down, the best thing about the Stream Deck Plus and like the highlight of it has to be these dials. These dials are incredibly precise, and especially if you work with audio a lot of the times, this is going to be incredibly helpful for you. So if you're like into editing and stuff like that, then this is going to be perfect for you. The dials are honestly much more better than just using like 2 buttons in order to actually like adjust volume and stuff like that. So that is definitely a great addition of the Stream Deck Plus. Next up, we have the keys. Now the keys are pretty standard. You could basically find them in any type of like Stream Deck you do purchase, whether that be like the Stream Deck Plus or like the Stream Deck Mini or just the regular Stream Deck. They kind of have like this gel feeling to it, which I absolutely love. So like it feels like gel whenever you do go ahead and press on it. So I absolutely do love it. And with the Stream Deck Plus in particular, they did make the button slightly bigger than just like the normal Stream Deck or like the Stream Deck Mini. So that is definitely something that I can appreciate. Now, another great thing about the Stream Deck Plus is that it is incredibly versatile, meaning that you could use it for just about anything. So if you are not a streamer, you could still find use cases for this, or maybe you work at home, but this is incredibly useful for that. So one of my favorite things to do is to actually set up a bunch of timers, because I like to work incrementally. So let's say I want to work for like 25 minutes, then take like a 5-minute break or something like that. You can do that. You guys can go ahead and actually like set up timers over here. That is one thing that I love to do, and maybe you guys should like give it a shot as well if you're interested in. And also, I do have access to all of my like websites over here and just like YouTube channels and stuff like that, which is incredibly useful. So I can literally use it. And I also do have like a page right over here dedicated to just Discord calls. So if I'm in a Discord call and I need to mute, then I could do so over here. And basically, it has a use case scenario for everything. You could organize stuff to your liking. You guys can even include folders as well. So yeah, it is incredibly useful and versatile. So over here is like my screen recorder. So this is basically where I do all my screen recording and stuff like that. This opens OBS, and this can turn on and off the screen recording, and I basically use the Stream Deck Plus on a daily basis. So the point is, if you're at home a lot and you work on the computer a lot, then it is definitely worth considering getting a Stream Deck Plus, because it will basically help you out in any scenario, even if you're not a streamer. And obviously, if you're a streamer, this is a no-brainer. You should definitely go ahead and get this if it does meet your budget. All right, and the next thing I want to talk about is the Elgato ecosystem. So Elgato has many different products. It's not just the Stream Deck. They have a ton of different products out there, and I absolutely love Elgato products over here. If I go ahead and just zoom up really quickly, I am using the Elgato Master Mount right over here, the Elgato Flex Arm, and I even do have an Elgato ring light and even Elgato foam panels over there. So as you're able to tell, I absolutely love Elgato products because they're just really quality and they get the job done. But the point is, guys, if you have other Elgato products, then this is definitely going to help you out significantly. You're able to go ahead and integrate everything together incredibly easily. All right, and another thing I want to talk about is the software. The software is absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It is incredibly easy to use. We can go ahead and drag and drop like different mechanics over here. But yeah, there's so many different options that you guys can go ahead and pick from. And we also have this option. So we also do have functions for the dials as well. And it's honestly incredibly simple. It's really intuitive as well. It's literally just a matter of dragging and dropping it to like different areas of the Stream Deck. So I can definitely appreciate that. And it honestly is incredibly easy to use. You don't really need like a guide. You can kind of figure everything out on the fly, which I absolutely love. And also, I want to talk about the Elgato marketplace, because they do have a marketplace where you're able to go ahead and just like download more plugins and stuff like that. So yep, here are plugins. And as you're able to tell, there is many great ones out there. So the one I recommend that you guys use is OBS Studio and Discord. I use those the most frequently as well. But again, if you are like a streamer, then the Twitch also is a great option as well. But yeah, like I said, Elgato products are just incredibly polished. Like they're the best quality out there, hands down. All right, so now we got with all the positive. Now there are a few negatives that I want to go ahead and talk about. And number one is the touch pad over here, the LED screen over there, the light strip. So in my opinion, it's kind of like, I wish there was more use to it. Like when I bought the Stream Deck Plus, I was under the assumption that I would customize these buttons, the touchpad, and the dials, but no, you cannot necessarily customize the touchpad. The touchpad basically just highlights what the dialed functions are. So yeah, I do wish that you were able to customize the touchpad a little bit more, that you were able to like add more functions and stuff like that. Another thing that kind of annoys me is that sometimes whenever I try to slide between like my different profiles and stuff like that, it just won't let me do it, or it will just go in circles, or it will get delayed. And sometimes when I try to just press on something, like for example, you can go ahead and touch the touchpad in order to like set a certain function on or off. So if I go ahead and try that, then it is just going to move to another folder, which is definitely a little bit annoying. And me personally, whenever I do use this button, sometimes my finger kind of slides and it just presses on the touchpad, and that's a little bit inconvenient, but that is just minor nitpicking. And definitely another bad thing about the Stream Deck Plus is that it is expensive. So typically it is around $200. So at the moment there's like a sale, but like normally it is $200, which is honestly incredibly pricey. And if you're a content creator, you know, who's just starting out and stuff like that, I definitely feel like $200 can go a long way in other places. For example, like maybe hiring editors, maybe hiring like clippers if you're like a streamer and stuff like that. The point is, the Stream Deck Plus really is a luxury. You don't need it if you want to create good content. You really don't need it, guys. It is a luxury. And in my opinion, it's something that you should only get if you're already getting like a return on investment from content creation. So if you're taking content creation seriously and you're actually getting a return from it, then getting a Stream Deck Plus definitely is worth it. But guys, I personally don't think it is good if you're just starting out your content creator journey. You really don't need this, because the truth is you could do all of these functions just from your keyboard itself. And you know, maybe Elgato is not going to like this video, but I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. Like, all the functions, you could do it on your computer. Sure, it may take longer, but the point is you can still do it nonetheless. And this really is just like a luxury product. And obviously, I feel like you should buy it only if it's within your means, guys. But other than that, the Stream Deck Plus is a solid product. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.